Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a complete paradigm shift in how we actually think about speaking. We spend so much time agonizing over our vocabulary, right? We're always trying to find that exact, perfect word to make us sound smart or authoritative or persuasive. But what if the secret to communicating meaning has almost nothing to do with the dictionary definition of the words you choose? What if it has everything to do with the physical resonance of how you say them? Today, we're exploring the architecture of vocality, where phonetic serves as the absolute foundation of meaning. We're going to move away from standard vocabulary and really dive deep into the physical resonance of spoken words.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our intellectual hero's journey for today. We've got 5 parts. First, the illusion of semantics. Second, the fatal consonant bias. Third, the ontology of vocality. Fourth, sound is true meaning-making. And finally, we'll wrap up with strategies of professional communication.
So, part 1, the illusion of semantics.
Now, you might be wondering what exactly is the core problem here. Well, in professional communication today, perfectly chosen words often sound like flat, lifeless noise. We operate under this massive illusion that just picking the right words, the semantics, automatically dictates clear communication. But without mastering the auditory dimension, your perfectly chosen words are just, well, an incomplete torso. Which leads us to a really interesting question. Is a commanding resonant sound just a coincidence, like a happy accident on a good day? Our source material makes it abundantly clear. Absolutely not. An excellent sound is never an accident. It's the direct result of a conscious strategy. It takes serious phonetic discipline and a radical concentration on the energetic qualities of the sounds we're producing.
To actually elevate your speech above mere informative noise, you've got to rely on 3 foundational pillars. Number 1 is phonetic precision. This means you're selecting words not just for what they mean, but for their phonetic weight. It's your structural foundation. But precision alone kind of fades if you don't have the second pillar, continuous asceticism. This is the permanent, disciplined, daily practice required to maintain vocal mastery. It's not just a one-off weekend workshop. And finally, number 3, that daily practice relies on volitional concentration in the moment. That's a conscious, active focus on how your vowels unfold right while you're articulating them. When you connect these 3 practices, you literally stop making noise and you start making an impact.
Which brings us to part 2, the fatal consonant bias. So if vowels are the heroes of our phonetic journey, we definitely have to talk about the antagonist. And that antagonist is our deep cultural imprinting and obsession with the harsh, limiting, interrupting sounds of consonants. We just have this ingrained dogma that consonants are the quote-unquote important part of speaking clearly. Traditional speech training obsesses over these hard consonants, and that actually creates a severe phonetic disconnect. Trainers focus way too much on technical margins, like artificial emphasis or hypercorrect grammar. The source text actually describes the result of this obsession as a state of not belonging here. It's this weird ontological disconnection where your speech loses its grounding. You essentially suffer from phonetic homelessness, meaning your words literally do not inhabit the physical space of the room. Crazy, right?
Moving right along to section 3, the ontology of vocality. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, we have to understand this incredible concept called vocality. Vocality is the ontological center of auditory meaning. It's the medium where energy and depth actually manifest, which makes it hierarchically superior to consonants. Traditional linguistics tries to treat all sounds equally, but get this, there isn't even a conceptual equivalent for consonality. Why? Because vowels are the true carriers of physical energy and sonority. Consonants are really just the framing borders, they're the interruptions. Vowels are the actual medium of depth.
As you'll see right here on this slide, there are 4 major deficits that happen when the immense power of vocality is ignored by traditional alienated training. When we marginalize the phonetic core by overvaluing consonants, it forces this artificial deformation of our prosody. We end up practicing these unnatural rhythms that completely corrupt authentic resonance. And this ultimately leads to a nominal loss of competence, where a speaker just loses their deep phonetic penetration. The inevitable endpoint of this whole chain reaction is that phonetic homelessness we touched on earlier, that terrible, isolating feeling of being a stranger in your own speech because you just lack authentic vocalic grounding.
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive divide between true vocality and standard speech. Just look at this matrix. A traditional facade gives you a flat, superficial, one-dimensional energetic signature. But true vocality, it's deep, resonant, and expansive. When it comes to constituting meaning, vocality does this organically right through the sound process itself, rather than just slapping some post-hoc rationalization onto a sentence after the fact. In terms of phonetic status, vowels actively carry your intention. while traditional training turns consonants into mere informative noise. Ultimately, relying on deep vocality is the genuine expression of sovereign mastery. Relying on standard rhetorical tricks, that just highlights a speaker's inadequacy.
Let's look at Section 4, Sound as True Meaning Making. This brings us to a massive, absolute game changer of a revelation. True meaning isn't just a dictionary definition. True meaning is a physical vibration. The genuine task of language is to uncover the truth behind appearances, and true speech deconstructs the surface to vibrate meaning straight from the depth. Meaningfulness isn't some intellectual patch you apply later, it's the direct energetic consequence of vocal mastery. The unity of sound and meaning is completely indivisible. Sound directly transports truth. When you align your vowels with your intention, you completely bypass the listener's analytical brain and vibrate truth directly into their physical space.
Finally, Section 5, Strategies of Professional Communication. Now let's ground all this heavy philosophy into actionable, pragmatic takeaways. For leaders, mastering vocality isn't just decorative, it's an absolute strategic necessity to ensure your credibility. To put this into practice, the source introduces a highly surprising concept. The soliloquy is the auditory mirror stage, serving as the ultimate feedback loop of the master. Now, we usually think of talking to oneself as a sign of isolation, right? But here, it's reframed as a high-frequency quality assurance tool. It's the moment you become an objective observer of your own phonetic architecture, really checking to ensure your vowels are truly carrying the full weight of your meaning.
So, the crucial point is, to synthesize all this and overcome communicative flatness, we need a cohesive strategy. First, you've got to establish vocal dominance by giving priority and duration to your vowels. Coupled with this is consonant reduction, basically minimizing the energy you waste on harsh interruptions. Next, you have to practice meaning-sound coupling. This means always verifying that your vocal resonance actually carries the emotion and intention of your words. And to do that, you apply the auditory mirror we just discussed, consciously reflecting on your own sound to fine-tune your delivery. All of this combines to create organic meaning-making, generating a sound quality so undeniable that it literally replaces the need for logical justifications with immediate physical evidence. I want to leave you with a provocative thought today. Will you remain in the realm of banal information, merely spitting out consonants and flat noise? Or will you master the architecture of your vowels to vibrate truth? The study of vocality isn't just some technical exercise. It's a return to the very essence of human connection. The next time you speak, remember, don't just share information, vibrate your meaning. I really hope this explainer completely changes how you think about the physical construction of your words. Go practice your vocality and see the incredible difference it makes in how the world hears you.